Hey guys, welcome back to NRL22.official, the YouTube channel for the National Rimfire League. I'm Jeremy, one of the league advisors, and today we're out here at Northern Colorado Rod and Gun Club to film the August 2025 NRL22 monthly Course of Fire. This month's Course of Fire is brought to us by Suzie Lundsten. She is one of the league advisors, and we really do appreciate her taking the time to submit this Course of Fire. If you are interested in submitting a Course of Fire, please send an email to dom@nrl22.com. We would love to see what's cooking in your brains, and who knows, we might be out here filming your Course of Fire in the upcoming months. Now, if you're looking to level up your game, you're definitely going to want to check out the X-Match calendar to find out what X-Matches are happening in your area. You can find that calendar in the drop-down menu on nrl22.com. Speaking of X-Matches, Garrett Alcock and myself will be hosting the inaugural Varmint Town Showdown on August 23rd. We promise to bring you one of the most challenging Course of Fires you'll see in Northern Colorado, and we're excited to bring the X-Match series back to Colorado after a 3-year hiatus. Now, we're going to go ahead and get some targets set up and get this Course of Fire underway.
First up for the August Course of Fire, we have Stage 1. All my exes live in Texas. We have a 1.5 and 2 inch on a double hanger at 66 and a 3 inch on a double hanger at 99. We're going to start standing, rifle at the high ready with all gear in hand, mag in, action open. On the start signal, engage the targets in the following order and manner. From the left tip, near, large to small, far. From the right leg, far, near, large to small. From the right tip, near, large to small, far. From the left leg, far, near, large to small. Note, a small piece of 2x4 may be screwed into the legs to prevent any bag or rifle from sliding off the leg. Restrictions. This is a 1 bag limit, and the bag may not touch the ground.
Shooter understand the Course of Fire?
Yep.
Load and make ready?
Getting things started in Stage 1. This stage has got kind of a lot going on.
Shooter ready?
So I recommend you have a very well-written dope card, and you really think out how you want to write that dope card because you're going to be referring to it quite a bit during this stage.
So I'm ready. I'm just going to set it right here, okay?
Stand by.
Now we're going to start things off here on the left tip, and then we're going to transition to the right leg. So starting in the first sequence, we're going to engage the targets near, large to small, and then far. Then it'll be time for a quick transition over to the right leg. Now shooting off of the leg of the tank trap is not something we do very often, so if you have a tank trap at home, or if you have something like a 2x4 that you can set up on an angle, this will be something that you want to practice before match day. Because building into a position on a tank trap leg with a bag that does not want to grip that leg can be very, very challenging, and as you can see from this position, I was quite uncomfortable. But we're going to engage these 3 targets, far first, then near, large, then small. Then we're going to transition up here to the right tip. But you'll notice my instinct, because of my discomfort, my instinct was to go back to that left tip. I recognize that that's the wrong move, and so I transfer back over to the right tip, and we're going to engage these next targets near, large, small, then far. Before transitioning to the left leg, it seemed like a great idea to do a mag change. Now there was something that went wrong with that mag change, and if you're paying close attention, you'll see exactly what was wrong with that mag change and how quickly I was able to fix that. The last position, we're going to engage far first, then near, large, small, wrapping up that stage. Like I said, there is quite a bit going on this stage. Definitely worth practicing those positions off of the tank trap leg to get familiar with how to build into that position. Time will definitely be an element for this stage. Let's go ahead and get into Stage 2. Next up, we have Stage 2, Jacob's Ladder. We have a 1.5 on a single hanger at 57 yards and a 2 inch on a single hanger at 87 yards. We're going to start standing, rifle at the high ready with all gear in hand, mag in, action open. On the start signal, take a position on the highest rung you can safely shoot from and engage the targets with one shot each from near to far. After every second shot, you will move to a new rung, working your way down the ladder, engaging the targets in the same manner until all rungs have been used. Note, if you are unable to reach any rung, you may reuse a previously used rung, but it cannot be the rung you most recently used. Also, this is the time stage where you earn 0.1 bonus point per second remaining after the required round count has been fired.
Shooter ready?
Ready.
Stand by.
Getting into stage 2, this stage is pretty simple. We're going to use every ladder rung that we can possibly reach and shoot straight down with a simple target engagement of near and then far from every rung. Is the tripod necessary for this stage? I really don't think it is. There's some other techniques that you can use to gain quite a bit of stability from the ladder prop, but this is a great stage to practice your tripod for rear support. This is a good opportunity to practice finding that natural point of aim and actually getting some shots off under time and utilizing that tripod for rear so that you're familiar if you decide to use that at a next match. Now, considering the simplicity of this stage, I think that it would probably be faster to shoot this without the rear support of the tripod, and considering that it's the time stage, that might benefit you if you know you can get stable and break all 10 shots under the required 2-minute part time to get you some extra bonus points. I think if I had this to do all over again, and if it was me shooting it at the match, I would probably ditch the tripod and just shoot this with a bag. However, for the purposes of the video, I wanted to make sure that you guys can see that this can be done, and it does add a certain element of stability when using that tripod for rear support on a stage like this. The reticle is definitely more stable than it would be without. Let's go ahead and get into stage 3.
Missed one.
Next up, we have stage 3, Suds in the bucket. We have a full KOL rack at 43 yards. We're going to start standing, rifle at the high ready with all gear in hand, mag in, action open. On the start signal, engage the KOL rack with one shot each in the following order and manner. From the 55-gallon barrel, large to small. From the 2-gallon bucket, small to large. From the 5-gallon bucket, large to small. Restrictions. Your bipod cannot touch the ground.
Understand the course of fire?
I do.
Good to load and make ready.
Getting into stage 3. This stage is relatively simple, considering we only have the one KOL rack to contend with.
Okay.
Shooter ready?
Yep, ready.
Stand by.
Now, building into the first position on the 55-gallon drum, you'll notice that I'm using the bipod and bag. That's because I wanted to get as much stability as I could to figure out what the wind was doing out there. Because as you guys can see, the wind can get crazy at that range. It's important to keep in mind that every time you transition on this stage, you're going to switch the order of engagement on the KOL rack. So we're going to engage these targets, large to small, from the first position, and then we're going to drop down to the 2-gallon bucket, and we're going to start small and go to large. You'll notice every time I make a transition, after adjusting my bipod here, when I make the transition, I'm going to rack the magnification on the optic down. And the reason for that is to open up the field of view so that I can find that target quickly. I think that's an important element of this stage, and if you leave the magnification up high, the field of view being small is going to leave you hunting for that KOL rack down range, and that's going to burn quite a bit of time. Transitioning here to the 5-gallon bucket, I felt like was a great time to do a mag change. We're going to move right on over to that bucket, and now we're going to engage the last volley being large to small. Because of the simplicity of this stage, it doesn't require a lot of thought. You just got to pay attention to which prop you're on and which way you need to be shooting the KOL rack. I'm really glad there wasn't a far target on this stage, because that would have forced us to deal with parallax, and I think parallax at this higher magnification would have made this stage really, really difficult. That was an interesting take on a KWL rack. I really appreciated the simplicity, yet the complexity of that stage. Let's go ahead and get into stage 4.
Alright, I'm done with that stage.
Next up, we have stage 4, Traveling Soldier. We have a 1 inch on a single hanger at 55, a 1 inch on a single hanger at 65, a 1.5 on a double hanger at 80, a 2 and 2.5 on a double hanger at 90, and finally a 2.5 on a double hanger at 100. We're going to start standing, rifle at the high ready with all gear in hand, mag in, action open. On the start signal, take a prone supported position and engage the targets with one shot in the following order and manner. Targets 1, 3, 5. Then targets 2 and 4, large to small. Targets 1, 3, 5 again. And finally, targets 2 and 4, large to small. Note, a mandatory mag change must be conducted after the first shot, but before the 11th and 12th shot. If a mag change is not completed, then the last 2 shots, 11 and 12, will not count.
Okay.
Shooter ready?
Shooter ready.
Stand by.
Getting into stage 4, we have ourselves a regular old troop line, and a prone troop line at that. For this stage, I'm going to just focus on the fundamentals, making sure I'm getting good clean trigger pulls, because the target sequence in this stage can be a little tricky. We're going to engage the first volley, target 1, 3, then 5. Then we're going to switch to targets 2 and 4. Now, something that can trip you up on this stage is that every time you switch, you're still engaging 3 targets. And the near target and the second target are both the same size, so it would be easy to lose yourself in the sequence and end up shooting the wrong target. So pay very close attention to what target you need to be on and what target you're looking at downrange, because this stage I think is designed to trip the shooter up, even though it seems like on its face it's supposed to be very simple. For the record, I did recommend that we shoot this one-way strong side and one-way support side, but I was informed that that would have made it entirely too challenging. After shooting this to film the course of fire, I think I agree with that assessment. Let's get into stage 5. Wrapping up this month's course of fire, we've got stage 5. I've got friends in low places. We have a 2.5 and 3 on a double hanger at 100 yards. We're going to start standing, rifle at the high ready, with all gear in hand, mag in, action open. On the start signal, engage the targets with one shot each in the following order and manner. From the top of the sawhorse, small to large. From the chair seat, large to small. From the center block, small to large. Back to the chair seat, large to small, and finally from the top of the sawhorse again, small to large. Restrictions: your bipod cannot touch the ground.
Small, large, large, small, small, large, large, small, small, large.
Okay. Understand the course of fire?
Yep, I think so.
Good one, make ready.
Okay.
Shooter ready?
Ready.
Stand by.
Wrapping up this month's course of fire, we have the most difficult stage of the day. Now, building into our first position here, I think spending the extra time to find a stable position when shooting off the sawhorse is an important aspect of this stage. We're going to engage these targets small, then large, and then we're going to start the transition down to the chair. Shooting from the chair, I don't feel like takes as much effort, as shooting from the top of the sawhorse because it's pretty easy to scrunch up and get yourself a nice stable shooting platform at that height. We're going to gauge the targets large, then small, and then start our transition over to the cinder block. Now in reviewing the footage, once I settled in, the rifle almost became perfectly still. I think that has a lot to do with balance, laying that bag on sideways so that I can allow a huge surface area to make contact with the stock. We shot that small to large, and then we're going to transition right back up here to the chair and engage this large to small. Now, as long as you keep in mind that every time you change positions, like we've done in previous stages in this course of fire, we need to change our engagement every single time we transition. As long as you keep that in the forefront of your mind, you should be able to make your way through this course of fire without too much trouble. That was a pretty challenging one. I sure had a lot of fun shooting it, and I hope you did too. Let's go ahead and wrap this up.
All right, guys, well, that is a wrap for the August 2025 NRL22 monthly course of fire. Thank you guys for being here. We really do appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't already, reach down there, click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to share this video with your shooting buddies. We'd like to say thank you to SK Ammunition for the Standard Plus that you saw in today's video, and thank you to Midwest Precision Shooting for the targets that simply do not fail. We're going to go ahead and pack up our stuff and get out of here, but again, we appreciate you being here, and we hope to see you out on the range.